Hello everybody, Sparkster1701 here, and we got a special treat for those of you who are fans of the Transformers card game. Thanks to a nice lucky stroke here on eBay, I have been able to acquire all of the promo cards that have been issued for Wave 5 of the game. Wave 5, of course, is the new Titan Masters game. And of course, these are all the promotional cards, but there is somebody missing. Let me go get him real quick. Hold on a second. Sorry for the lack of preparation on this, but anywho, now that we got everybody around here, some of you might be asking me, what's new with the new wave of Transformers cards? Well, this one takes itself after Titan Masters, which of course was a wave that was put out a few years ago, which was basically a reinvention of the Headmaster gimmick from the Generation 1 era. So like here with one of these promo cards, we have a Titan Master figure, who on the back side of it has a head for a Transformer. Now, unlike the Headmaster gimmick from the G1 era, this follows more the Titan Master gimmick that was done in the modern line, so the heads are interchangeable. You don't have to necessarily have the specific robot's head. And here, a better example might be use this guy over here. Show you, this is what a body would look like. And then, of course, you would play the head mode with the head with it. Of course, remember, in this game you start in the alternate mode, and you would play the head alongside it. And of course, the head would always stay with it, no matter which mode you were in. But once the body here has taken enough damage that it is knocked out, then the head transforms into its robot mode and can be played as a new character. So we have that as our newest gimmick for the game this time. But we have another feature. Now, when you buy a booster pack, you'll always get a large robot card, which will either be a body or a complete Transformer. You'll also either get a small Titan Master card, or you will get what is known as a stratagem card. This is a stratagem card. And stratagems, most of them, not all of them, most of them are for a specific character. In this case, this one is for Volcanicus. They are star cards, so you will have to pay attention to that when you are building your deck and building your teams with them to include these. And they grant a special ability for this character. Stratagems always begin on the battlefield, and you can play up to one stratagem with the named character. Now, of course, there are some that are specifically just for the Autobot. There is one that is specifically for the Autobots, and there is one specifically for the Decepticons. There is also one specific for Titan Masters that allows them to swap their heads. Because, like we saw here on this one, there's a special ability at the top that will be granted to the body. But let's say during the game I want to switch it, because I want this ability here, +2 defense. Well, you would have that stratagem card, and it would allow you to switch the heads on your robots. Kind of neat. It certainly adds a little bit of play. Now, of course, on these stratagems, there are 30 stratagem cards available, and they all do different things for different Transformers. The nice thing about this is that they are covering Transformers from a lot of the different eras of the card game. Because, I mean, there's even one in here for Cosmos, back from Wave 1 of the card game. So that's kind of nice. They're at least fleshing out a few of the characters. I mean, this one here, of course, is Volcanicus from Wave 2. And this basically, it grants Volcanicus bold if he's attacking an enemy that has fewer stars than him. So definitely go for it, Grimlock. Like I said, you'll either find one of these or a Titan Master in your booster packs. You'll get one or the other. Maybe you might get lucky and get both if the quality control is messed up, but you'll get one or the other. And of course, there is another promotional card that we should cover first. The one that'll be most obvious to everybody. And you see here on the front of the box for the cards, Fortress Maximus pack in this box. If you are fortunate enough to buy your cards by the box, highly recommend that, folks. That is, if you can swing the $100 for a box. That's roughly the retail going price. I may be getting a slight discount since my comic store orders them for me, but you can usually look at roughly about $100 to buy a box. And basically, what you would do, you would open up your box, you take out all your boosters, as we've already done here, remove the divider, and chuck that away, and lo and behold, what do you have? Fortress Maximus. Well, me, I kind of splurge, hence the reason why I'm broke all the time. But I bought a second one, so that way I have one that I can open for you. First, we'll start here. We'll take a look here at Fortress Maximus. He's listed as Fortress Maximus Great War Veteran. He costs 14 stars to deploy. He has 15 health overall, and he has 8 attack and 2 defense in both modes. He is listed as a Titan and a ranged character in both modes. When he's in the Starship mode, or base mode, it's kind of hard to tell, but this looks more like the Starship mode, if you ask me. When this defends and you flip at least a white card and a blue card, you do 1 damage to the attacker. And this begins with Cerebros, City Commander, on him in head mode. So you would basically have Cerebros here, and he'd be in head mode. But we'll cover Cerebros here in a second. Let's turn him around to the robot mode. And in robot mode, when this attacks and you flip at least an orange card and a black card, you do 2 damage to each enemy, and then he flips back to spaceship mode. So that's kind of neat. And of course, here's Cerebros in head mode. You would basically just put it on there so it looks out like that. It's not going to perfectly line up. But as you can see, Cerebros grants Bold 1 and Tough 1, and Cerebros costs 7 stars to deploy. So in case you're wondering, Emissary, his head mode, costs 4 stars, so altogether these guys would cost 25 stars, enough to build a team. Now, as it says here for Cerebros, this begins on Fortress Maximus, Great War Veteran in head mode. This begins with a character on him in head mode. This can't flip. So it would also have Emissary, or you can use somebody else if you so chose. And then, when Fortress Maximus is KO'd, deploy this to the battlefield in body mode, even if Fortress Maximus was your last character. And of course, you flip it over, and it is Cerebros, City Commander. He has 8 health overall, 6 attack, and 1 defense, and he is a ranged character. And he has Bold 1 and Tough 1, which is basically what he was granting to Fortress Maximus. And it allows him to flip one more battle card when he is attacking or defending. So that's always something that comes in handy. And then when this battles and you flip at least an white, orange, black, and blue squares all in a row, you may play an upgrade from your scrap pile. So that can come in handy if you happen to have something that got thrown away early. And then, of course, his head mode officially would be Emissary. So they'd line up about like that. And of course, for those of you who watched the Prime Wars trilogy, Emissary, of course, was voiced by Star Trek actor Michael Dorn. So that's kind of cool. Worf is a Transformer now. At any rate, he grants Focus 2 to Cerebros. As it shows on here, the rules for the Titan Masters. This begins in head mode on the alternate mode of a character that has a body mode. So basically, he would begin already on Fortress Maximus. So Fortress Maximus would also get Focus 2. When that character is KO'd, even if it was your last character, deploy this to the battlefield in bot mode. And when you flip it around, it is Emissary, and he has no subtitle. He is listed as a Titan Master and a ranged character. He has 4 hit points, 4 attack, and 0 defense. And his special ability is Focus 2. Before flipping battle cards when battling, look at the top 2 cards of your deck. You may scrap any number of them. Put the rest back in any order. That way it kind of allows you to set the deck up in your favor. But there you go, folks. That covers Fortress Maximus. Which, of course, like we said, you can get him anytime you buy a box of booster packs. If you can't afford one, I'm sure eventually some of them will appear in the comic store, in comic and gaming stores, or maybe on eBay. Let's just hope they don't get a little crazy with the prices. And of course, all these promos are available right now. I got them for roughly about $50 altogether, including shipping. Well, maybe it was closer to 50. Yeah, it was closer to 55 after shipping and taxes to get all of the promotional cards. Since right now I'm not involved in a tournament or a league or anything, maybe after this COVID pandemic goes away, I can consider that. But let's take a look at what we have available. Card number 1 of the promos is Arcana. Which, of course, for you Generation 1 fans, Arcana was the head mode to Brainstorm. Now, Brainstorm is available in the regular cards. Brainstorm is an Autobot, but they have Arcana as a Decepticon for some reason. At any rate, Arcana, as you can see on the back here, costs 4 stars to be on your team, and he grants whoever's body he is attached to +2 defense. Arcana has 2 hit points, 4 attack, and 2 defense, and grants no special abilities. So he's kind of, if you're a defensive player, you might want him on the team to grant some extra defense to one of your Titan Master bodies, but beyond that, he's kind of on the worthless side. Cards 2, 3, and 4 all belong to the only Combiner promo. Yeah, put it as a promo, because there is a Combiner in the game itself. Skyshadow is in here. For those of you who don't know who Skyshadow is, if you bought the toys, he's a repaint of Overlord. So you'll have an airplane and a tank, plus a specific head for him. Ominous. This one is the only one that does not need a Titan Master. We have Tidal Wave. Tidal Wave, of course, is a series of boats. First boat in it is Tidal Wave Darkfleet Aircraft Carrier. He costs 8 stars to deploy. He is a boat and a specialist. This one has 6 hit points, 1 attack, and 2 defense. He starts the game with a plane or a helicopter underneath it that has 4 stars or fewer, which basically entails a Micromaster. When this attacks, combines, or is KO'd, deploy the character from under this to the battlefield in alt mode. If this is attacking, you get an extra attack this turn, but only with the deployed character. Number 3 is Tidal Wave Darkfleet Transport. He is also a boat and a specialist, and he also costs 8 stars to deploy. The transport boat has 5 hit points, no attack, and 3 defense. And he starts the game with a car, truck, or tank under it that has 4 stars or fewer. And like the aircraft carrier, when he attacks, combines, or is knocked out, you deploy the character that's under him in alt mode, and you get an extra attack when he's attacking. And then the last of the Tidal Wave cards is Tidal Wave Darkfleet Battleship. He's also a boat and a ranged character, and he also costs 8 stars to deploy. This one has 10 hit points, 4 attack, and 1 defense. This one instead has stealth. And it says down under it here, when your second character is KO'd this game, and you had Tidal Wave Darkfleet Aircraft Carrier and Tidal Wave Darkfleet Transport on your starting team, combine them with this into Tidal Wave Darkfleet. Alright, well, we'll shift the cards out of the way and transform him into Tidal Wave. Now, the combined robot itself has 24 stars, which, of course, would be how much it would add up. He has 21 hit points, 7 attack, and 2 defense. Like all combiners, he begins untapped, has all the damage from the combined characters, and keeps 1 upgrade in each slot. When this is combined, you tap an enemy. Not exactly very useful. There's been a handful of comments on the internet that Tidal Wave really isn't worth it. And judging by that, yeah, he's not really all that special. And then lastly, we've got the only Titan Master promo. We have Convex and Perceptor. These two might be the more popular ones, since this will be Perceptor's first appearance in the card game. We have him as Perceptor Precise Sniper. He costs 8 stars to deploy. He's got the abilities of Wrecker and Specialist in his microscope mode, and Ranged and Wrecker in robot mode. Altogether, he has 12 hit points. He has 3 attack in both modes. He has 2 defense as a microscope and 1 defense as a robot. It says down here, under his microscope, his special ability is, when you flip to this mode, reveal the top 4 cards of your deck. Your opponent separates those cards into 2 piles. Put 1 pile into your hand and the other under this face down. Now, some of you may be wondering what's so special about that. Well, when we turn him over to his robot mode, it'll tell you here. This has +1 attack, for each card under him. So Perceptor grows in attack the more he has underneath him. Now all you need to do is give him a Pierce card that stacks up. Give him some Pierce cards, have them stack up, and Perceptor can get pretty nasty. And of course, this one is got a dedication under here for 2019 Energon Invitational Champion Dan Arnold. So apparently this is the character he chose to have made. Quite interesting. At any rate, Perceptor's head mode is Convex. Convex grants Safeguard 3 to any Titan Master body that he's on, and he costs 4 stars to deploy. Convex herein is Robot mode. He's a Titan Master and a ranged character. He has 4 hit points altogether. He has 4 attack and no defense. And he grants Safeguard 3. He can't take more than 3 damage while undamaged. So that'll help during the first attack. But of course, again, that happens. He'll grant Perceptor as well. Just like that. So now we get down to my thoughts. What do I think of the new cards? I kind of like what we've been given. This adds a whole new element of strategy to the Transformer card game. And that's one of the few things I've liked about the new waves for the Transformer card game. They come up with something different every wave. Even if it's something major like this or relatively minor, there's something new going on. And as long as we have something new going on, the game feels fresh and new. So as long as Wizards of the Coast can keep that going with this, I think we can look forward to the Transformers card game lasting for quite a few years. So long as they can keep fresh ideas coming into it. One thing that would probably be nice and would definitely appeal to more fans would be if they would broaden their horizons out into other Transformers media. I mean, I know the Michael Bay movies are probably a long shot at best and are probably left buried. But I'm sure there's quite a number of Beast Wars fans out there that would like to see the card game give them some love. Granted, Beast Wars was after my time, but I know they're a dedicated group of fans, and they deserve some love in this game too. So hopefully a future expansion will cover into their line as well, but for right now, we now got Titan Masters. And I'm pretty excited for it. We got Titan Masters, and we got some new stratagem cards. And of course, on the back side of the stratagems, they show who they're usable for. So, that's something to look forward to. At any rate, I hope this will continue on, and that concludes my review of the Titan Master promo cards. I hope you all enjoyed it. If you liked the video, drop me a thumbs up here on YouTube. If you're new to my channel, please hit that subscribe button and join our ranks. Don't forget to ring the bell so you'll get notified when I post new content. And also share this video with your friends to help this channel grow. And leave your thoughts about the cards in the comments down below. This is Sparkster1701 saying I will catch you all later.